Hello, I'm Ashleigh Madden, and today I'll be doing Elders weather update for August 2024. A rare sudden stratospheric warming event occurred during the middle of July 2024, which has and will continue to influence Australia's weather in the coming month or so. The term sudden stratospheric warming refers to an abrupt increase in air temperature high above either of the Earth's polar regions. This warming occurs in a layer of the atmosphere called the stratosphere that contains the ozone layer roughly 30 to 40 kilometres above the surface. This warming has filtered down towards the surface and has influenced Australia's weather patterns. The warming over Antarctica caused the tropospheric polar vortex to weaken and become displaced. The polar vortex is a large region of cold air and low pressure that sits above one of Earth's polar regions throughout the year. When the polar vortex is strong and well established, it forms a roughly circular shape around the polar region, and it keeps cold air locked above Antarctica or the Arctic. However, if the polar vortex weakens, it can become distorted like you can see on the right-hand side. This allows cold polar air to spread away from Antarctica and venture into the mid-latitudes towards Australia. Some places typically get colder, wetter, windier when the vortex is weak, while others can see dry and abnormally warm weather. Through this domino effect, sudden stratospheric warming events can cause the southern annular mode to shift into a negative phase. As a result, the SAM shifted to strongly negative during the middle of July and has remained so into August. This has resulted in a return of winter-like weather with frequent cold fronts passing to the south of Australia. This pattern is forecast to continue for the remainder of August into spring. The graphic on the left shows the impact of negative SAM during winter, and on the right, summer. When the SAM is in a negative phase, westerly winds and the cold fronts, low pressure systems that they carry are located further north than usual for that time of year. That means we typically see more cold fronts passing over southern Australia. Negative SAM can increase rainfall in the southwest and southeast of Australia. Reduced rainfall is forecast for parts of eastern Australia on average, despite the recent rainfall we've seen during the middle of August. Large temperature extremes are more likely with cold air masses behind cold fronts. Prevailing westerly winds ahead of cold fronts could lead to warm and dry days in the east and southeast. In summary, we've seen two sudden stratospheric warming events occurring this winter. This warming has filtered down to the surface, disrupting the polar vortex. This has created a strong phase of negative SAM, which should continue for the remainder of August, possibly into spring. As a result, late winter rainfall is expected to be above average across southern Australia, while reduced rainfall on average is forecast in the east, despite the recent heavy rainfall during the middle of August. Large temperature extremes are likely over southern Australia, with prevailing westerlies dragging warm and dry air towards the east and southeast, ahead of cold fronts. While behind the cold fronts, we could see some late winter cold outbreaks.